Okay, end of Tomb Kings turn 4. These guys just, they stayed as they are. These guys just moved back a bit. These guys just stayed where they are as well. Right, I got a magic phase. Got quite a few dice. I think it's 7 in the end. Yeah. And I stopped messing around. Threw 6, put 6 into the casket. Got an irresistible force. And through plenty of skill of my own, I managed to kill the Doom Wheel. It's exactly right for killing it off. So if that had happened on turn 1, it would have been a lot better game, I think. But yeah, so it's still done the damage though. It's taken out those Necronites, so which is a lot more points than it's worth. So a bit late, but pretty happy that it's done that. So it's nice to know that there's some skill in this army somewhere. Right. Okay, in shooting, just use the archers to shoot at the plague monks, try and soften them up a bit more. Killed a few. The catapult fired at the plague furnace, and although it wounded it, only managed to knock a wound off. And then the chariot just continued to fail in close combat, but then I didn't really expect it to do much else. It's got -1 toughness, and those slaves just not going anywhere with the general right next to them, and the BSB. So there's steadfast 10 all day long. So he's only got 2 wounds left, so that's not going to end well for me. But yeah, so I've still got 2 huge fighty blocks over here. The tar pit from hell over here, and I've got a lot left because they've got -1 toughness as well. So yeah, then that's the end of Tomb Kings turn 4.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 5. The slaves have finally managed to wipe out the last of the chariots. These guys moved up and made use of the magic. However, Ollie dispelled the wither, and then unfortunately I rolled 1 away from getting plague, so I managed to roll 12, a total of 12 including my +4 on 4 dice, which was awesome. Glad I wasn't rolling a D&D character there, because that would have sucked hard. The plague monks basically took a chance. They needed a 9 to charge in the tomb guard, which they managed to get. Did a total of 21 or 23 wounds on the entire unit, wiping everyone out. However, I rather sillily challenged into combat the plague priest versus one of his guys, and his tomb prince slotted him. Tomb King, sorry.
Emotep.
Yeah, basically one of the few Lord level characters with toughness 4 in the entire game.
You mean 4 wounds?
Sorry, 4 wounds,
yeah.
And he needed it because I managed to score 3 onto him, but he got 2 back, but then was eventually defeated by crumble wounds, thankfully. So yeah, they've then followed up into the unit of skeleton archers with the Hierophant in. The slaves, well, didn't really do too much. They charged in essentially as just a way of stopping the archers from firing, and then I can hope I can wear them down in subsequent turns. So yeah, other than a feckin' casket of souls, which is a bit nasty, still I'm not doing too bad.
It's all but over.
Yeah. So yeah, onwards to Tomb Kings turn 5.
Okay, end of Tomb Kings turn 5, and once again an absolute miracle has occurred, and I've managed to lose horribly. Thought I was going to snatch it back with those archers beating these guys down, because I managed to get 2 buffs on them, so they had extra attacks and a 5-up ward, but it just wasn't enough. They just got beaten into the ground and crumbled into the sand. So yeah, so the plague monks utterly ruined my army pretty much on their own. These guys just slung it out with slaves. There was some crumble tests off. The Hierophant died, which took out the catapult. The casket took a wound, and yeah, it's over now. So we're going to do Simon's last turn, just so he can table me, which is no more than I deserve. I did actually get a couple of spells off. Well, no, I didn't. I got 1 spell off, didn't I? Which was rolled on 2 dice and was irresistible force again. So 4 irresistible force and never rolling more than 3 die. I don't know, just don't know. But yeah, so yeah, it was pretty grim. Right, we'll do Simon's turn and then we'll wrap it up. So that was the end of Tomb Kings turn 5.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 6, and everyone's pretty much moved up. The unit with the BSB and the Grace here attempted to charge, didn't get there. Grace here, though, however, managed to cast Wither on the Archer unit, which was a necessity because then I managed to gank using the slaves. I managed to inflict 6 wounds for the loss of only 1, which meant I won the combat by 7. So Ollie took 7 crumble wounds, which was exactly the number left. So I finished him off, and yeah, he then managed to at the start of his turn crumbled the casket souls as well away. So yeah, nothing left. So yeah, it was a nice victory for the Skaven. I'll give him, obviously, that I pulled no punches with the army. I played a pretty nasty list, although in some ways I think it's justified because he's a lucky bastard sometimes. Well, a lot of the time. But yeah, it was, and also I've spent the last sort of 9 months or so, however long we've been playing Warhammer, just playing Skaven non-stop. So I've sort of got reasonably good with this army. So it'll take Ollie a few weeks to get the hang of what he's doing with his Tomb Kings, and then I suspect there might be a few different outcomes.
Hopefully.
But yeah, it was good, and yeah, and I will be looking forward to getting some hoils on the go as well, as I have a nice load of sprues over there ready to be cut out, and then I also find myself with a bit of extra money at the end of the month, which means I can spend it at Games Workshop again. So yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be right by them instead.
But yeah, it was a good game. I quite enjoyed it. Because obviously I won. But
I enjoyed it as well, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't expect to win, but I did expect to be crushed. Yeah. So no surprises, really.
Yeah. It was nice. The Plague Monks functioning as a horde were pretty nice because I got an nice extra 7 attacks. Which helped me crush his.
Yeah, they were horrible because they broke the backbone of my army. As soon as the Tomb Guard died, it was pretty much over.
Yeah, man, I took out his Necrotect and his Tomb King, and then it led the way straight into combat with the Hierophant and his unit, which they broke as well. So it was like a domino effect there. But yeah, they were really pleased with how that unit did. I think everyone really, each unit did really well. These slaves here excelled. These slaves here were frigging legends.
Yeah, actually, considering this unit didn't really do anything, the rest of the army really pulled its weight.
It served as a bunker. The Hell Pit was a little disappointing, though that was my fault. If I'd moved it a bit further towards the left of this building here, then he wouldn't have been able to charge with the flaming attacks, and then that meant he would have probably either had to stay where he was, giving me a chance to manoeuvre my Hell Pit into position, or I could have charged him with the slaves and got in and like buggered him up and just held him there, and then let the Hell Pit run riot through his entire army. However, I think he's learned his lesson, the Casket of Souls, and that thing is going to be frigging deadly.
I hope so.
But, yeah, that was an excellent match. We'll let Ollie get back to the lament.
Okay, well, as I said, the Hell Pit didn't really do much, which is a testament to how good the rest of his army is, because although the Hell Pit didn't do anything, this unit was just served as a bunker, like you said. And he just utterly destroyed me anyway. So I think really for him, one of the best units he had was the Doom Wheel. He just took out the Necro Knights in 1 round of combat, which really hurt because I was kind of relying on them. I think with the Doom Wheel being able to charge in any direction, it really hurts kind of manoeuvring, and that there's just nothing I could have done about that. I think Well, the Tomb Guard, they just suffered a lot from the -1 toughness, and they just can't fight that many attacks with the Plague Furnace. It's just they just can't stand up to that without softening that up. And although I tried quite a lot, it was just too much in the end. So lesson learned there is try not to face that off with anything, because the Tomb Guard are the best thing in this army, and there's no way they can fight that. So so that thing still scares me. The chariots, well, they suffered again from Wither as well. I think Wither is the underlying theme here. It's everything Wither was off on just really hurt. So although I tried dispelling it multiple times, it just wasn't happening. So
yeah, it's like Wither on your base troops. It means that I'm wounding even cruddy slaves. Wither on your basic troops means I'm hitting on a 4.
Yeah,
wounding on a 3. And then Wither on your better troops with your toughness 4. It means that all of a sudden I may be hitting on 4s, but I'm also wounding on 4s instead of 5s.
Yeah,
which is
and the reason I took chariots and Tomb Guard as my main units is because they were toughness 4, just to give them a bit of survivability. Because obviously they've got quite bad saves compared to warriors. Although that never matters against Skaven because I never get to make them anyway. The casket was awesome, but I need to consider what to cast when I have those amount of power dice. Really, I need to throw 6 at it and just hope for the double 6, unless it's a weak magic phase and I just have the advantage of the dice. So I think I was trying to cast too many spells and came back to bite me. Although 4 miscasts pretty much in a row, never rolling more than 3 dice is pretty hard. Although he did actually survive all 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I think some of those miscasts held me up, because certainly you got two miscasts on the desiccation.
Yeah, which is kind of something I wanted you to dispel, just to give me an advantage with the casket.
Yeah,
so it actually hurt me as well.
Yeah, because you see, I was quite willing to let him casket up my stuff. I mean, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Skaven are always...
Yeah, because on the bigger units it doesn't matter. It was just like the Doom Mill and the Helpet that needed to worry about it.
Yeah, and then basically, if I'd got in with the Tomb Guard a lot earlier, I could have, I think, like 2 turns previous.
Yeah.
I could have absolutely run right, because I could have, if I'd done what I did there, he would have had less guys in that unit, and if I hadn't been stupid and lost my Plague Priest, I could have rampaged through the entire unit, gone in, taken the Hierophant out.
Yeah, it could have been over a lot quicker.
Yeah, and then its casket solves is then having to rely on rolling less than its leadership each turn.
I mean, considering how much I threw at your Plague Monks, they still came over and chopped me up without almost any effort whatsoever. So, something I didn't mention before is the Screaming Skull Catapult did actually manage to take out the Warp Lightning Cannon.
Yeah, man.
With a lucky shot. So it did actually do something, you see. It literally accounted for its points in one shot.
Well, it's better
best you can hope for.
Better than what my Warp Lightning Cannon's usually managed.
Warp Lightning Cannon was firing at it pretty much the whole game and did nothing. And then eventually my one woke up, shot back and took it out. So
yeah, I think the Warp Lightning Cannon, I was right to shoot at the chariots.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And the Necronites as well.
Yes, yeah. I was a bit unlucky with the Necronite, but
6-up regen, man, so overpowered.
In the end, though, I think the luck balanced itself out far in my favour, because I managed to obviously take them out with the Doom Wheel.
Yeah. I mean, well, I've still got a lot to learn with this army, so I'm not really drawing any conclusions to this. But yeah, it was a really good game. I think the last thing to do.
Yeah.
Cheers, fight.
No worries, man. Next week.
Yep, next week. More beatings. Hopefully, not quite as bad, but probably. Okay, see you next week.